Hi, this is JP from Northern Lights over Arkham. Welcome to day 2 of our Lure of the Valley campaign playthrough, and we are continuing our journey with our Lone Ranger, and we last time ended up backtracking to Lone Tree Station, so we are going to travel to Lone Tree Station in a bit and go from there. So this is the second video of this series, so I won't go into much detail on how the game functions. If you want to see a turn explanation where I go through the turn sequence a bit more in depth, check the first video or the early side, or like the beginning of the first day video. So I'm going more into detail on what I'm doing and how stuff works, but this is a second day playthrough, so I won't go into that much detail as before on how the game functions. So if you're still a bit wobbly on the rules, I suggest you check out some learn to play videos on Earthborne Rangers before diving in to the campaign with me. So from going forward from here, I will be of course talking about my decisions and what happens, but not going into that much detail on how the game functions. So that out of the way, I will usually post my deck list into the video description, so if you want to check that out, you can see the deck list from there. I probably won't be updating it with the rewards I get, and for now we still haven't gotten any rewards for the deck, so let's just start playing. So without further delay, let's get started. Okay, and if my voice is a bit raspy, or you can hear me sip something, I have a bit of a cold, so I'm having a nice tea here while I play and trying to keep my voice up for the duration of this video, but we'll see. So we are starting day 2, so nothing in the campaign log for us to read on day 2. We have a perfect day and we go from there. Of course, the current position after we camped last time is the Lone Tree Station, and the path terrain is Lakeshore. So we have set up the Lone Tree Station here. We have the Lone Tree pivotal location cards here. Then we have the Lakeshore set here. And lastly, we need to shuffle the moments on the path deck for the valley set and pick one at random to add into our path deck. Okay, so I'm just picking one at random. Let's put the rest back here, and we can shuffle the path deck and start our day. Okay, so again, this will be a pretty laid back playthrough, so I'm just going to play, talk about my decisions and go from there. So first off, we have we still need to do our mulligan, or draw our opening hand and do a mulligan, so I'll do that next. And by the way, in the last video I played the challenge icons wrong, so after that video I checked the rules, and I noticed that I have been mixing up the challenge icons resolving and the fatiguing cards resolving when you do test past other cards. So those two rules I have been mixing up. So every time I do a test, we resolve first the weather, then the location, then missions, then anything that is along the way, then anything that is within reach. And last time I was doing it like if I'm testing stuff here, I am ignoring some of this. So just take it as a mistake on my part, and hopefully from now on I'm playing that correctly. So again, not a big of a deal. Only I think a few tests were affected by that mistake, but it's still so early in the campaign, so it doesn't matter that much. We don't have any ongoing quests at the moment, so the reason we are heading into the Lone Tree Station is to gain some quests and go from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll see what we get. So we have the Universal Power Cells, Boundary Sensor, Circuitous Root, Observant, Phosphonic Headset, and another Observant. Okay, well, I think I'll try to get some more interesting cards here. I'm mulliganing those 3. So we get our favorite gear, Persuasive, and Boundary Sensor. So we have 2 Boundary Sensors. Okay, that's the hand we have, and hopefully we can make do with it. All right. Another sip of tea here, so we can get going. All right. So we have our starting hand. So now we resolve the arrival. So search the pad deck for the next predator and discard it. So we find a predator and discard it, and if we would have found more or have to flip more cards, then we would have shuffled those into the path deck. So that was another thing I played a bit wrong last time. In the beginning of the scenario or the day, we discarded High Pimpot from the path deck immediately, but we should have mixed him back into the deck. So that is why I spent so long time at the Lone Tree Station trying to get onward. So we draw a path deck or a card from the pad deck for the arrival, and we find Spirit Speaker Null, and she comes into play within reach of us. Then we flip this, and immediately we can read the entry number 45 for Spirit Speaker Null. Let's check that out. Okay, hopefully my voice doesn't go out while I read these entries. So Spirit Speaker Null enters play. If you haven't received either the accommodation or intervention mission, go to 45.1. From one of the Lone Tree balconies you hear the voices of 2 people arguing. One you immediately recognize as Cordo Haverson's, but it takes a moment before you recognize the other as that of Spirit Speaker Null. You don't think you've heard her raise her voice before. You find the 2 of them in the midst of a heated debate. Cordo's face is flushed, and Null has her arms crossed and in glaring. Although you are not sure what's going on, you feel like you should step in. If Cordo is not in play, search the pad deck for him and put him into play in the same area as Null. Do not read his enters play entry, then go to 45.4. So we search this deck for Cordo, Ranger Veteran. We shuffle the deck because we have to search the whole deck. And now we read 45.4. You get between Null and Cordo and ask them what they're arguing about. Cordo huffs. Then Null rolls her eyes and turns to you. We have been debating this since Cordo and I first met, actually, she says. It's a question of our role here, both as rangers and inhabitants of the valley. Don't make it too dramatic, Gordo grumbles. I just think that if we're going to be proper stewards here, it's up to us to clean up our ancestors' mistakes. Biomelds aren't mistakes, Null shoots back. They may have been created for a purpose thousands of years ago, but in the time since, they've evolved and become part of the ecosystem. They're reproduced, they coexist, just like any other being. Oh, you'd think the caustic mulcher that has been lumbering around the wooded areas of the valley is coexisting with everything else? Gordo looks at you. Maybe you can sell this. Nal thinks that the big sticky-tongued, acid-drooling eating machine is a part of the environment. I, on the other hand, think that it's been eating its way through the rest of the ecosystem and it's time to stop it. What do you think? He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a ball of cloth. You catch it and open it, and find that it's actually a long and lethal-looking gauze blade. Gain the gauze blade reward card. Okay, well, I'm just double checking, are we reading the correct thing? Yeah, 45.4. Okay, let's check out what this reward is. Gauze blade. Okay, the only thing I wish those gain a reward entries would say is that what color is it, so I don't have to go through everything. So not here, so it's not awareness. Is it spirit? What was it called? Gauze blade. Okay, I could guess it is the no, it's not that. Okay, gauze blade, I found it. So this is the reward. I'm only picking 2 because I'm playing through solo. So we have gained our first reward immediately without doing anything. So it is the gauze blade. So a rule I haven't explained when we can include rewards into our deck. That is when we have successfully camped. So if we end the day by fatiguing out, we don't, or taking too much damage. Basically, every time we don't camp to end the day, we can't include any new cards. But if we camp, we can include cards into our deck. So the gauze blade is a 1 fitness costed 1 fitness card, so I could include it in my deck. Has 2 of these symbols. Fit plus this symbol, use 1 fiber, slice X with the fibrous blade to add damage or harm to a being equal to your effort. If you fail, suffer 1 injury. X is equal to the being's presence. So it is a weapon, that's great. So because I can't include this into my deck yet, I'll just set it aside here. So when I camp, I can add that into my deck if I want to. Okay, continuing on. Nail size. Well, it's important to be able to identify yourself to it, just like any other being, she says. The caustic mulcher, like the other biomeld around here, is an important part of the ecosystem. I haven't observed a drastic decrease in animal populations, have you, Gordo? If the mulcher was a mistake, nature would have corrected it by now. It doesn't eat everything, only what it must, Gordo grunts. You've already told me your plan to prove it. Coating yourself in leaf paste and seeing in the mulcher will eat you is will eat you or spit you out. Sounds like a terrible idea. If I'm right, Null says, then the mulcher won't eat living plants or something that tastes like one. It's not cutting a swathe through the forest, it's helping to manage it. Rangers choose agree with Cordo, the mulcher must go, gain the intervention mission, or agree with Null, the mulcher is misunderstood, gain the accommodation mission. I think I will side with Cordo, because I think we would need to be connecting with the mulcher or something like that, and we're not good at that sort of thing, so I am picking the intervention mission. I think that's everything we read here. Okay, that is, so we get the intervention mission. We update our quest log. So day 2 in intervention. And we also record the ghost blade to our rewards. Okay, so let's search for the intervention mission. Okay, so there are on the other side of this these cards, intervention mission. So, intervention. You've agreed to help Cordo remove the unnatural biomelt caustic mulcher from the ecosystem. Explore the woodlands of the valley where caustic mulcher can be found. At any point, the group can choose to change their minds and help Nal instead. If they do, flip this mission. Replace intervention with accommodation on the campaign tracker. Clear a caustic mulcher with harm, and we read 1.41. Okay, well, let's see if we can manage that quest. Okay, well, that was a lot of reading before we even started our turn. So now we start our turn, so we take a path card, and it is Carnivorous Naiad. So it's a feature, predator, flora, water, and it comes into play along the way. And now we can actually start our first turn. Okay. So immediately I will play the photoscopic headset and use it to scout 2 cards from the path deck. So we have a Little Lost and Romping Lutrinal. We don't really want to see a predator. And let's see. If you see this card while scouting, you may discard it to scout 2 additional cards. Nice. Okay, I'm going to discard it to scout 2 more cards. Okay, well, we will get rid of these 2 and keep High Pimpot on top of our deck. So next round we know what we are drawing, so we don't want to draw anything that will hinder us, but we want to get rid of this other stuff. So Carnivorous Naiad, you cannot move your Ranger token except with the following test. So Fit plus these Yin Yang, pull yourself free of the constriction lake weed to add harm to this feature equal to your Fit aspect, and remove your Ranger token from this feature. Okay, so I think we need to try and get rid of that as fast as possible. But I will lay down a boundary sensor. And might as well make my traversing even better with the universal power cell. So we add 3 more charges onto this, or sensors. Well, what do we want to do next? I might as well make this my favorite gear. So I'm just playing stuff down, basically. I could try to traverse this one, but if I fail, I can get +1 from here. So I don't want to take an early injury here. Okay, well, I'll do it anyway. So I'm spending 1 from here. I'm committing the other boundary sensor. I have a 3 against 2. -1. So we tie. So we pass the test. So we get 3 progress onto this one. But then the world comes alive, so nothing happens for the sun here. The ranger with the most fatigue must discard 1 awareness or move their ranger token to this feature. So I'm removing 1 awareness. I have plenty of awareness to remove still. But that is the test. We succeed and nothing else happens. So that is our turn. I won't be spending the rest of the awareness because there's nothing to use that for. So we'll just rest. So we draw Intention Translator. We regain our energy. We ready our gear. And we are ready to start the next round. And we know that we are seeing High Pimpet from here. So we'll read High Pimpet's text next. And it is 47. Enters play. You hear High's shrill whistling long before you see him. It's said that every ranger in the valley has tried to teach High Pimpet a new song to whistle, but none of them have succeeded. Eventually you spot the stout little gnome of a man intently chopping and mixing vinegary-smelling herbs and vegetables into a large bowl. Good, you're here, he says without looking at you. Try this too. I need to know if I've hit the right balance between pleasant heat and tongue searing. What does it need? Kelpweed? Morning root? You can help High Pimpet by gathering ingredients for the stew, or you can clear him with programs to ask him how to make the stew as good as possible. Okay. So we have an awareness plus triangle harvest local plants for the stew to attach a flora face down to High. If there are 3 flora attached to High, he prepares his famous stew. So we read 47.4. Okay, so we could attach that flora. So now we want to find flora from the path deck to add them here. So we need 3 there. So that is actually great. I will, let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 slots. I can't play the Intention Translator before I lower the gear down to 1s. So we don't do that yet. Okay, well, I think I will start by scouting the path deck. So we probably want to find more flora. So we find fresh blue kelpweed and romping lutrinol. So we'll bury the romping lutrinol and put the fresh blue kelpweed on top, so we can add more flora onto High Pimpet. And these are all friendly, so they won't exhaust us or fatigue us when we do test past them. But we are not testing anything past, so we are doing this awareness, and I might as well use all 3 to do that. So the target number is 2. +1. So we put this floor underneath here. So that is great. We still need 2 more. Then nothing happens with the mountain. Next, I think we'll traverse and we'll use the boundary sensor. We need to exhaust this. So we have 3 versus 1. +1. Sun doesn't do anything, so we get 4 progress, which is plenty to travel, but we still won't want to travel just yet. We'll do that when we have gathered enough quests and stuff like that and completed something here. And also we can connect with these 2, so, or all of them to gain more quests or missions for our journey. Oh yeah, and we forgot to remove 1 last round from here. Okay, next. Well, I'll try to connect with the spirit speaker now. Or we could do the focus test there. So focus plus heart share in Null's understanding of the universe to add 1 progress to this being for every 2 effort and scout 1 challenge card. So I'm doing that. So -1. Well, we fail. But it didn't trigger anything. No sun anywhere. Well, we might as well connect. -2. And if there is 2 or more active predators, if there is an active predator, and if there is an active predator, so there isn't, so nothing happens. But the test fails, and we are out of energy for this round. Just going to rest here. We get versatile and we regain our energy. Okay. And then we draw a path card, and it is the kelpweed. So it comes into play, and we'll keep on searching for more flora. Okay, so topside mast or tidewater muckets, being prey water food. Okay, well, we'll put this on top and this to the bottom. And we can do this test again. So we are trying to get this underneath high pimpet. 0, nothing. Oh yeah, we forgot to remove 1 here. So nothing happens, or we succeed, so nothing bad happens. This goes underneath here. And next we'll try this again. And now we will commit 1 hard. So we commit the versatile. -1 we succeed, so we only get 1 progress. And we get to scout a challenge card. And the sun doesn't trigger anything, so we look at the next challenge card. We don't want to connect. We could bury this. We'll bury this because we want to try to connect with Spirit Speaker Null. So I'm connecting +1, we get 2 progress here, and that is enough to advance Spirit Speaker Null. Sun doesn't trigger anything, and yeah, so we read 45. Okay, clear. We'll go to 45.7. Null stands and the floating disk which Null stands and the floating disk which was hovering before her settles gently to the ground. As you know, Elder, trust depends on me to communicate telepathically with rangers in the field, but to do so effectively, I require the support of the most powerful spirits of this land. One of those, interestingly enough, is the spirit of the Verdessa. It shares a deep connection with the spirit of the valley, like a mother to her child, and for some reason I cannot reach it. It's very distressing. I've received word that a wandering botanist has recently returned from an excursion to the Verdessa, and that she's brought some rare plant specimens along with her. She's currently staying at the merchant's quarter in Kobo's market. If I had one of these specimens, I may be able to use it to reconnect with the spirit of the Verdessa. Perhaps you could accompany me to the market. I would be very grateful. Rangers choose. Accompany Nell to Kobo's market. Discard all progress and attach the Helping Hand mission to Spirit Speaker Nell. Some other time, discard Spirit Speaker Nell. Each ranger suits to fatigue. I think I'm going to help Spirit Speaker now because I helped Cordo with the other thing. So I'll try to keep some kind of balance here. So we gain the Helping Hand mission. So what the Helping Hand mission does, now the attached being gains persistence. So Spirit Speaker Null will now travel with us. And we have to take her to Kobo's market, which is not far away. So we could travel here to travel through woodlands to find the mulcher and go there from there to Kobo's market. Or we could travel another way, but we'll figure that out when we travel. Okay, well, next I still have these two, but nothing much to use them for. So I think I'm going to rest. And yeah, my cat Keo wants to come and play. Do you want to jump here? Keo? Okay, well, he'll join us if we want to. He's a bit annoyed because the gaming stuff is in the way and my mug. Okay. Okay, you can do it. Yeah, okay, here's Keo. Keo the cat. Okay, thanks Keo. You're organizing everything really well. Okay, well, I'm resting, so I'll gain my energy back. Thanks, Kea. And then we ready everything. Bye bye, Kea. So next we draw a card. Walk with me. Okay, nice. And we'll draw the topside mast, which comes into play here. Now we could actually use that to travel fast to Kobo's market, which is not a bad idea. We would save so much time. So 42. High atop the laundry station, you'll find a series of circular platforms of polished wood and forgotten carbon. During a training on clear, windless days, these platforms served as a refuge. You would often spend your free time in the afternoons bathing there in the sun, sitting in quiet, contemplating and looking out over the mirrored surface of White Sky Lake. You'd also look wistfully at the airship known as the Swift, its hull gleaming in the sun, as Ben Eamon would climb aboard and launch it into the air. The legs of the vehicle would compress and then extend with a sudden movement, propelling it upwards with tremendous force. Then, once it reached its apex, its wings would unfurl and the glider would soundlessly soar towards the horizon, steadily descending as it flew towards its destination. Calypso told you and the other initiates that it was prone to roll and crash in inclement weather, and if you flew it any great distance, its energy cells would drain and the Swift would grow inert, unable to launch for days before the cells recharged. All this was clearly meant to dissuade you from taking the Swift out on your own, but when you look at the airship you can't help but feel a surge of excitement. To soar high above the valley would surely be exhilarating, if not a little terrifying. Now that you're a full-fledged ranger, perhaps you can convince the crew to take you for a ride. Clear topside mast with ranger tokens to take the Swift for a ride. So we need to get our ranger token here. So it is focus plus heart. Convince the Swift's crew of the urgency of your mission to move your ranger token to this feature. And then we read 42 again. Okay, well, we can try do that, but first we want to do this. So immediately I will try to find more flora. So we find the hanging gardens and tidewater markets. So this won't affect me that much. So I'll get the hanging gardens, which is a flora, which we can add underneath here. So next round we can finish the stew. But let's see. What else do we want to do? I think I'll try to remember. Okay, yeah, we have this midday sun actually here. So instead of doing that, I will try to find cover. Don't really want to commit anything to this test. So we get, so add one cloud to this card and soothe one fatigue. So we add one here, then we have a mountain, nothing happens. And next we will... What else do we want to do? There's nothing much to do here now. So I think I'm just going to rest. So we have plenty of energy left, but nothing to do. So might as well rest and just wait it out. So we'll draw a card. We'll gain the focus energy back. And we add one here. So we don't want to do unnecessary tests because of this, because it will fatigue us. So next we will draw this. Hanging Gardens, so 43, I think I read the Hanging Gardens last time we played, so I'm not going to, I'm just checking if we need to read something else now, as we are not on the starting mission. No, it's just fluff text, no triggers, so not going to bother reading that again. So first thing we do is, we'll do this. Because if we try to affect the weather, this will fatigue us because we are doing past that. Okay. 0. And this goes underneath here. And I'm keeping this in front of me because we now read 47.4. After that we resolve the suns. 47.4. If you are not at the laundry station, go to 47.5. Otherwise read, Hi Pimpet starts dicing, mashing, crushing and even sauteing the various ingredients you've found, including a couple of plants you're fairly sure your ranger training told you were only used to stilt horse food. All of it goes into his large pot, which he sets to boiling with the biggest salt coil you've ever seen. After an hour, he emerges from his kitchen with a platter of wooden bowls, each steaming with a fragrant aroma. He passes one to each of you. You taste it gingerly, then start taking bigger and bigger spoonfuls. The soup is amazing, fresh and light, but also hearty and filling all at once. You clamber for seconds as you heap effusive praise on the master chef. Hype nods and smiles, but he seems distracted. Thank you, he says, but you know, he thinks for a while. Some of these ingredients just aren't as fresh as they could be. The gloom caps, for example, I can tell they were in your pack for at least 5 hours. And the moss cherries, his eyes brighten. Imagine how good it would be if I traveled with you and cooked in the field with herbs and spices picked right off the stem. Discard each flora attached to high. Each ranger suit as 4 fatigue. Well, we don't have any fatigue yet, which is a shame. So these go away. And that was for nothing then. We suffer 1 fatigue from the sun. And nothing else happens. Well, that was a load of crap, so to speak. Okay, well, we might as well try to get on top of here. So I will try to do the focus test. I'll commit walk with me and intention translator to the test. -1, still we succeed. So we get a ranger token onto this card and we clear it with our ranger token. So we can read 42. Let's see. So, 42.2, you climb aboard as Ben Avon himself emerges from the hangar and hops into the pilot seat. Strap in, he says, lowering a pair of goggles over his eyes. I heard that you made quite the case to the crew. Honestly though, He says with a smile, I never need much of an excuse to take the Swift out for a walk. There's nothing in this world like flying. You'll see. With that, Ben Eamon flips a series of switches and you feel the Swift come to life. You may immediately process to the travel phase of the round. If you do, you can travel to any location within 3 paths, even if there are already cards with the obstacle keyword in play. Use the terrain type of the last path you crossed over. If you choose to travel in this way, discard the current challenge card and do not resolve the remainder of this test. If you choose not to travel, discard topside mast and resolve the remainder of the test as normal. We will decide to travel. So our quest of the helping hand is to get Spirit Speaker Null to Kobo's market. So we can travel from this side or we can travel from this side. So I think I'm traveling from this side because the mountains are a bit difficult. And we could go to the spire to see what all the new spire locations have to offer. But for now, we'll travel through the grasslands to Kobo's market. So that comes back and we go straight to the travel phase, and we are not going to rest yet. So we are just refreshing. I'm doing that before we do the rest of the stuff, so I don't have to think about it afterwards. And we find the pocketed belt pouch, which is good. And these are not persistent, they go away. And this flips. So we have a perfect day again. Okay, so we need to just sort these cards quickly. Okay, and these go here. And now we search for Kobo's market from here. Okay, Kobo's market. So that is not a pivotal location. So we need to grab the valley set and shuffle these. We'll grab the grasslands. So we have grasslands and we'll get 3 from the valley set. Then we'll need to add a moment. Okay. These go away. And we shuffle these. And we read the number 16 from the journal and do the arrival setup. So number 16. Kobo's market. If Spirit Speaker Null is in play, go to 16.1. As Cowboy's Market comes into view, Null smiles. To your surprise, she doesn't head to the market. Instead, she steps off the trail and sits on a nearby stump. After what feels like several hours, a hunched, leathery woman with a massive backpack trundles up the trail you followed, heading toward the market. Nell calls to her, speaking a language you don't recognize. They speak for a few minutes, then Nell reaches into her tunic and pulls out a small bag, which she hands to the woman. In turn, the woman gives Nell a palm-sized glass disc with a strange plant suspended in its center. After the woman leaves, Nell says, "I'm going to stay here a while and speak with the spirits of this plant. It's from the Verdessa, so it might help me overcome whatever is preventing the spirit of the Verdessa from coming through." Actually, she says, "I have a feeling this will work better if we do this together." Nell takes your hand and gestures for you to sit across from her. She places the plant between you and closes her eyes. You do the same. And soon time dissolves. When you open your eyes, you see that Nell is troubled. I can hear the spirits of the Verdessa again, but it's muffled, like a whisper. It's like she's distracted, searching for something that she lost, she says. I wonder what it could be. Nell places a hand on your shoulder and her worried expression turns to a weary smile. "Thank you," she says. "I will return to Lone Tree with my new friend here and contemplate this further. Gain the Nell's Understanding reward card, discard Null, return Helping Hand to the collection, record Spoke with a Spirit on the campaign tracker." Okay. Well, a lot of stuff happened just by arriving here, so let's see. Spoke with a spirit. Then we did the Helping Hand. And we gained Null's Understanding reward. Okay, and let's see what that is all about. So we'll grab the reward cards. Okay, Null's Understanding. With this, a 1-cost spirit moment, which seems like a good one. That's actually great. I will probably add that to my deck immediately when I can do that. So, 1 spirit costed moment, 2 hearts, add 5 progress to a being. Then, if the being hasn't cleared, resolve each of its challenge effects in an order of your choice. Resolve these effects even if the being is exhausted. Okay, well, that is an easy way to clear almost anything now. So I will need that with my 1 spirit for sure. Okay, then we discard these. So the mission goes away and Spirit Speaker Null goes away. Okay. So now we draw, search a path deck for the next feature and put it into play. Whispering Fields, feature Flora Trail. Okay, that comes into play. Response, when you would draw a path card, instead attach it face down to this feature. After this feature enters play, draw a path card. So we draw a path card and Okay, so I saw what the card was, so I'm just gonna reshuffle these. It was it was this pig here. But yeah, we are not supposed to know what we have underneath here, so we'll attach one here, and this has now axis equal to twice the number of face down cards that's here, so it's a 2. So awareness plus heart sense the movement in the tall grass to choose a number of attached face down cards and at random equal to your effort, and look at them. Choose one to put into play. If it has the ambush keyword, treat it as it does not. And okay. Then we did all the resting and stuff like that. So now we are starting a new round. We draw a path card, and it is Harvested Anthill, or Harvester Anthill. Comes into play. Oh yeah. Again, I'm not going to redo that. So we will attach it here. How do we get rid of this? This is annoying. Okay. So now that is 4, which is annoying. Okay, well, I will first play this. Pocketed belt pouch. So now these take 1 less space, so basically this takes only 1. So I can still play 2 more gear, basically. We will try to sense that, or we'll first look what is coming. Okay, Quisivos, Rascal, and an Antelope. I really don't want to see Quisivos, so we will bury that and have the Antelope be there. And I think we will be playing this when we draw the next path card next round. But for now, we are trying the awareness here. +1. Nothing happens, so we can look at both of these and put one into play. So I'm going to put Ren Kobo Merchant into play. And we don't trigger anything. That doesn't trigger because we don't have an active predator. I think I need to try to get some progress onto the Kobo's market so we can travel as fast as we can out of here. So I will traverse past this. It is a 2, but whatever. I will take 2 fatigue. But I will use this, and I will use this to draw a card. Or Orlin's Hiking Staff. So we are 3 versus 1. And we get 3 progress, but if the test added progress, add 1 additional progress. So we have cleared this basically. So we can travel if we want to. But I think we want to still talk with Ren Kobo and see what happens. So I'll try to talk with him. It is a success, and it is a mountain, so we add another progress to the card. I'll try to remember. +1. Sun, put a random attached face down card into play. It is this one. If there is one or more progress on this feature, there isn't. Add 1 progress to the location as friend shares his unusual routes with you. Okay. We shuffle those. And I have to rest, so I'm going to rest. And this is an obstacle, so it stops us from traveling. X is equal to the number of harm on this feature. Okay, well, we need to clear this before we can travel now. But it's okay, we need to talk to this guy more. So, we rest. We get Masterworks. But now we would draw a path card, so I'm playing the circuitous route. And we reveal, we discard the top card of the path deck, then suffer fatigue equal to that card's presence, so it's 1. So we'll take 1 fatigue, but we don't get a path deck, which helps us. We have less things to worry about, and nothing gets underneath this now. So no rush getting the All-in's hiking staff into play, so I'm just going to traverse this using this, soothing 1 fatigue. That's great. So we do -1, that's annoying. So we still get 2 here. So we don't fail. And let's see. Oh, we could scout. Okay, these are okay. Let's keep them up here. We will play the intention translator. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We can still play 1 gear basically. We'll connect with Renkobo. We'll use 1 from the intention tracker or translator. -1, we still get 1 progress here. No active predators. Let's see. Nothing much else we can do this round. So I'm going to rest. We gain our energy back. We will draw a card, but we'll put it underneath here, and we know it's the root. So, oh yeah, a couple of these should have gone away already. Well, I'll try to connect with Kobo, Renkobo again. -1, annoying. Put a random attached face down card into play. Okay. Morning route. if there is one or more progress on this feature, ground begins to sink under your feet, discard one progress from and add one harm to this feature. Okay, so that's annoying. Add one progress to the location. Well, that sucks. Let's try to traverse that, committing cards to get rid of it faster. And this, and we'll suit 1 fatigue. Okay, a ridiculous amount of attachments. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1. This is cleared. Sun, put a random card now, add 1 to the location. So we can travel now if we want to. But I think we'll still want to clear Ren Kobo next round, hopefully. We still need 1 more. And let's scout. This is okay. I will keep the antelope and the root on top. We don't need to really do that. Don't have anything to play, so we'll rest. Draw a card. Again, back our energy. And this goes underneath here. We don't have to worry about that. We will just connect with Ren Kobo. This enough. This should be flipped. Nothing happens, nothing happens. We get 2 progress here. And we get to read. We probably forgot to read the 83 when he came into play, so we'll do that first. Okay, so Ren Kobo enters play. The man's broad face has been weathered by years of strong wind, and his eyes are surrounded by a forest of wrinkles from a lifetime of squinting in the sun. He pulls his hand out of the pocket of his long coat and thrusts it forward. He speaks with a drawl of the Messipian seafolk. Ren Kobo's the name, he says, traveling merchant and master of commerce of the Sunray Flotilla at your service. Perhaps you'd like to make a trade. If not, we can simply share the road. I see we are traveling in the same direction. Clear Ren Kobo with progress to trade with him. So we cleared him with progress. Trade, you say, Ren sweeps out his hand. Well, of course you do. I've been from the Messipian Sea to the fortress of the Ice Clans, and I've even laid eyes on the great ocean, if you can believe it. And I have something from everywhere I've visited. He goes to his wagon and starts pulling out items. Now let's see if I can find something to tickle your fancy. Each ranger may return a gear from their hand to the collection. If they did, then they choose a starting gear card from the collection that they meet the aspect requirements for and add it to their hand. This alteration to the deck is permanent. If you don't trade with Ren Kobo, suit 2 fatigue. I won't be trading anything. My hand has only the hiking staff and I want to keep that, so I'll just suit 2 fatigue. So I get the observant. And that is that. And this goes away. And no point in doing anything else, so we could just travel. And now, let's see where we want to travel. So we are at Kobo's Market. We could travel to the Plummet, to the Spire. So actually, I think I will head to the Spire. So we can start exploring this. So because we are coming from the Cobos market, we will hit the spire crossing here. And we'll travel there. Okay, so spire crossing it is, and we still have some ways to go in our deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cards. That's way a-okay. So we travel there. These go out. Okay, we'll do this again. So we basically said we're not interested in traveling in the woods to do this intervention anytime soon, but yeah, it is what it is. We can do that anytime, so we'll just run around and go explore the spire. Okay, now I have to figure out where did I put these new spire locations that we traveled to. So we're in the spire crossing. So we traveled by Lakeshore, and we get the pivotal location spire crossing cards. So there, these two. And then we need to find spire crossing. Okay, here's spire crossing. And we'll get one moment in the spire in bloom moments. So I'll actually have to check. Can I use those now? Moments in the valley. Okay. Okay, so we are in the spire. So we pick it from the spire moments. Okay. These are a bit too big, these boxes, that these keep flipping the wrong way all the time. Well, it is what it is. So this flipped. So we have to read 202, so I think that's in the Spire in Bloom booklet. Yes. So we arrive in Spire Crossing 202. If you are on Spire under attack, and we are not, okay. Otherwise read. As a long bridge of grey stones arch over the glistening waters of the Silver Fin. the only major crossing leading in or out of the bustling village of Spire. It's customary for travelers along the bridge to stop and greet one another as they pass. Several travelers are already engaged in lively conversation in no particular rush to get to where they're headed. If you are on a supply run or return trip, do not shuffle Raymond Caranever into the pad deck. Well, we are not, so we shuffle that, probably. Okay, so we shuffle these. Search the general set for a back alley shortcut and shuffle it into the pad deck. Okay. Back alley shortcuts. We shuffle that in. Arrivals setup. Lead Ranger search the pad deck for the next human and put them into play. If there are no humans, search for the next being instead. Okay, well, interesting. Search for the next human. We'll flip until we hit a human. We find Raymond Caravanner. We shuffle these. Has 2 supplies on him. And we read 206. Enters play. If you shared a drink, no. Otherwise go to 206.2. As you round a corner, you come across an unmistakable sight. A caravan of wagons and stilt horse-led carriages guided by Raymond, a well-traveled man who carries people and supplies to and from Spire, Crossroad Station and the various other villages of the valley. He waves you over as you approach, though you can't help but notice how exhausted he looks. Clear Raymond with progress to ask how he's doing. And we need 4 progress. Okay. Now we rest. We get a card. And then we start the next round. So, Spire Crossing. Sun means if there is more than one active human, they stop to chat with one another. Discard 1 progress from each active human. Okay, so the path deck is fresh blue kelpweed. That doesn't annoy us at all, but we'll check for the next 2 cards and see. Okay, we'll keep the tide water buckets on top and bury the tributary stream. Don't need that. Okay, so 4 progress to travel, but we want to really talk to this guy first. But I will traverse this. I'll use 1 from here. So we are, oh yeah, we added, no, that flipped last round. So -1 to travel, or traversing, but we'll still get 2. And we'll actually play this round to add 2 progress here too. So next round we can. So we played the walk with me. So after you succeed at a traverse test, add progress to a being equal to your effort. This is in addition to the test standard effect. So we get 2 onto the location and 2 onto the being. And we might as well try to find some shelter. It is triangles, so I will take one fatigue. So we get +1 symbol for this. Okay, +1. So we have 5, so we get 2 progress here. But we fatigue ourselves by 1. And nothing happens, nothing else happens. But next round we get to flip this, which is good. And nothing to test with green, so I will probably just rest. Okay, and we'll get energy back. And the card is these Tidewater Muckets, which don't affect us at all. We'll traverse. I'll commit this. So traversing the location. 0. Oh yeah, this flipped in the refresh. So we add 1, 2, 3, 4 here. That's enough. We didn't even use that for this, which we probably should have, but yeah, it is what it is. We'll try to connect with this guy. Fortunately, don't have anything to add to this, so we succeed, but we only get 1, so we still need 1 more. Oh yeah, fit plus push to add 1 to this being for every 2 effort, then add an equal amount to a feature. We should have been doing that, but we didn't. Okay, let's scout the bath deck again. We really don't want neither of these, so we'll go in blind next round. If there is an active predator, this is being prey. No predators, okay. We can still... yeah, we are just going through... Yeah, we'll try to remember. We succeed, nothing. If there is an exhausted predator, no. But we'll look at 3 cards. I'll grab the universal power cell and put this like so. And we'll rest. So we draw a card. Did we shuffle already at some point? No. Oh yeah, now we shuffle. Okay. Now our deck is starting to get thin, so I probably will travel as soon as I have cleared this and just see if we will camp. It's been a busy and long day. We are very far from Laundry Station already. But we've accomplished quite a lot of different tasks. So where did I end up? Okay, so we draw the path card blind. Another of these, it's okay. We'll check the next 2 just in case. We don't want the obstacle or the ambush, so they go to the bottom. But we will connect. I'll use versatile, or versatile, sorry, mispronouncing stuff. And we only need one more, that's enough. We add 3 more here, so we get to read 206 again. Okay, so 206, where is it? Clear if you are on return trip, no. If you shared a drink, no. If a hearty brew is in play, no. If helping hand is attached, no. Otherwise go to 206.7. Who, me? I'm doing fine, Raymond says, unconsciously rubbing his eyes. The dark circles under his eyes, his grimy clothes and his frequent yawning tells a different story. He's likely been running caravans back and forth for days at a time without pausing to rest. Maybe you should encourage Raymond to take a break. In fact, you choose just the place. Rangers choose. Take Raymond somewhere he can relax for a bit. Discard our progress and attach helping hand mission to Raymond. You tell Raymond to come with you, or where is the hearty brew? Okay. You tell Raymond to come with you. Why do you need help with something he offers? You decide not to tell him where you're headed just yet. He would only protest. Okay, wish Raymond the best. Discard Raymond. Each ranger suited to fatigue. So, we still have a couple of rounds left, so we could try to attach the helping hand to Raymond and try to find a place to get him to rest. Okay, and so bring Raymond to a hearty brew, inspire, then clear him again with progress. I have no idea what a hearty brew is, but we'll see. Oh yeah, we need to just go into the spire, so here, and then find the hearty brew. I think it's a location or a feature in the spire set. Okay, well, we don't want to do anything else. We'll just travel. So we are resting, or we are traveling actually. So we clear this. And now we get to try this new Spire in Bloom thoroughfare path set. And we'll pick Spire location and pick the pivotal location parts for Spire. So now I'm just checking if the Spire locations have the hearty brew. Yes, it is this. So we need to find that. Hopefully we can do that. Okay. And we will clear this. Broken sculpture. These go away. Okay, so it's a general set for back alleys shortcut. Oh, this is the new spire location. Okay. So we still have this in the deck. We have these in the deck, and we'll get one path card. And it will be that one. We'll shuffle these. We'll put the spire crossing back to the locations here. Okay, we'll regain this, and we'll draw path or ranger card, and we lose one from there when we refresh. But before that, we need to draw one path card because of that. So we draw Rambunctious Teens, friendly, and they come here. So let's look, these are new ones. Focus plus heart, give the rowdy youth something to do to move this being and exhaust them. Okay, so these cause havoc, but they don't fatigue me for going past them because they're friendly. We need 2 progress, so that's more than easy to do. Then we will start the next round, so we draw a path deck. Cultivated gardens, feature flora, food. Awareness plus triangles to pick 2 fruit and vegetables from the garden to add 1 harm to this feature and suit 2 fatigue. Okay, we will check first to see if we can find the hearty brew. No, we'll just bury these. We try to find that place as fast as possible. In the meantime, I think I will try to avoid these guys. Maybe not. I think I'll just traverse past this to take 1 fatigue, but then I will soothe 1 fatigue and commit this one. So I'm just trying to guarantee I can leave when I need to, or travel when I need to. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 progress. That's plenty. Oh yeah, we can do that also. We can search path cards equal to your effort, then draw 1 path card, so we can faster find the place to go. So I think I'll do that. Oh yeah, also if there is an active prey or human, exhaust it. This is a human. Add progress to it and harm to this feature, both equal to that being's presence. Okay, so this takes 2 harm, this takes 2 progress, so those teens went and ate something from the gardens, which is okay. Okay, I think I want to add this to this so I get 3 more charges on it. I'll connect with these teens. Zero, nothing happens with the sun, but first we'll get 0, 2 progress, so they are 1 away from getting cleared. And I will rest. And we'll get our energy back. I hopefully can complete this quest before we end the day. Cultivated gardens again, that's okay. First we will look at the next 2 cards. We don't need either of those. We'll bury them. It's starting to get a bit annoying. Let's see. I'll pick one from there. Triangles, I'll use observant and favorite. I'll use the favorite here. 2 against 1. +1 we pluck and suit 2 fatigue. If there is an active predator, nothing happens. These shuffle. This is cleared. Oh yeah, this should have flipped last round. We'll do this to search for a path card. I'll use the Mother Invention ×2 enthusiastic. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take 1 and +1, so 6. We get to search to scout path cards equal to your effort and draw 1 path card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully one of these is the one we are looking for. Back alley shortcut. Okay, we don't need any of these guys. So I'm going to just bury all of them and draw the next path card, and hopefully that is the one we are looking for. Carbon Forge. Well, it isn't, but it doesn't affect us, luckily. So 56. Let's see, 56. 56. So Carbon Forge. Even outside the compound you hear the muted roar of the Carbon Forge and smell the sharp tang of ozone. Once beyond the wall you can see the squat bulbous shape of the forge itself, a grey kiln larger than 3 wagons. As you watch, a trio of sweating artificers haul a series of heavy curved beams out of the forge's mouth. Frames for a roof. Another rushes towards to shovel graphite shards into a small hatch on the side. Blue sparks flicker within and your hair stands on end as the forge begins to reform the graphite into nano-assembled carbon items. Okay. Let's see. I might as well try to clear this. Or at least try. Or we really don't want to hit the sun and fatigue us. So I am going to just... Okay, I need... Well, I don't want to do that either. So I'm going to just rest. Okay. These are gone. And we draw a card. Okay, so if we can't find the in this round, we have to travel because we are running out of steam here. So we draw a path card. It is the Silverfin Spillover. You hear cries of townsfolk several buildings down and see water beginning to creep along the ground towards you. The Silverfin has a habit of spilling over its banks this time of year, and it looks to be doing so again. Perform a group test. Fit plus triangles. Build a temporary dike along the other residents to scout one path card for every one per ranger effort. If you fail, shuffle one random cards per ranger from the river set to the place them on top of the path deck, then draw one path card. Okay, we'll just do this fit test. And triangles, yeah, we don't need those, so we'll just test. And we succeed. So we get 3 efforts, so we can scout 1, 2, 3 path cards. Okay, so we put this on top and then we throw the path card and we find the Hearty Brew. Okay, well that helped. Okay, we read 57. The Hearty Brew. The 2-story inn and tavern is built as a hollow square with rooms opening up onto an open courtyard. Here you see guests sitting in wooden chairs with plates of food and flagons of spirits, most clustered around a flickering bonfire of multicolored flames. As you move closer, you realize that the fire is actually a cunningly crafted sculpture of shards of amber, crimson, and bright ochre kinetic glass. It is lit from beneath, and the sparkling reflections dance across the guests' faces, even as they somehow bathe them in soothing, comforting heat. You hear the murmuring of a dozen different conversations as you walk through the tavern. Calypsa once told you that the news spread faster in places like a Hearty Brew than anywhere else in the valley. You imagine that if you need to find someone's location, asking around here would be a good way to start. Okay, well, we'll try to now connect with this guy. Hopefully we can do it. Well, it's 2, not good enough. Well, hopefully we can do the next round. Oh damn, we could have done this push thing. Okay, well, it is what it is. We are resting and not risking getting any more fatigued. So we draw the last card. This is definitely the last round of the game or the day. Okay, let's see. We draw a path card. Crowded thoroughfare. We can ignore that. So yeah, we can't take that. We can't use this now because we can't take any fatigue. But we'll try to do the fitness tests first, and we'll just commit everything. And we do it, so we'll add, let's say, 4 here. And if you lost in the crowd, you get lost in crowd, this feature fatigues you. Fuck. But first we'll clear this. That sucks. We can't camp, but we'll complete the mission at least before that fatigues us. But we can't upgrade our deck yet, but that's okay. We'll do that next time. So, 26. If helping hand is attached, go to 26.6. You pause for a moment to see how Raymond is doing. He lags behind, slightly exhausting. Exhaustion catching up with our. Let's see. If Hearty Brew is in play, we read 26.5. So this is where you were taking me, Raymond remarks, as you begin to climb the steps to a Hearty Brew. You tell Raymond that it's about time he took a well-earned break. Work is important, but your bodies and minds need time to rest and recuperate, too. He nods along, rolling his eyes, but smiling despite himself. I know, you're right, our wisdom are older than the elders themselves. Well, lead the way then. You get a round of drinks and sit together in the open courtyard. A tail spinner sits in a nearby corner, strumming a quiet tune on his lute. Raymond leans back in his chair, takes a few sips of honey mead and breathes a sigh of relief. I have to admit, I needed this. Thank you for taking the time to bring me here. I appreciate it. He raises his flagon and you clink yours against it. To the Rangers, he says. You make a toast of your own, and together you sit in silence while the worries of the day float away like leaves in an autumn breeze. Discard Raymond and return helping hand to the collection. Each Ranger soothes to fatigue. Record shared a drink on the campaign tracker. Well, that sucks. Well, maybe now when we talk next time to him, we get something. Shared drink. And with that the day is over. We unfortunately have to end the day before we can travel. So we will be recording that we are in Spire. And we have the True Fair path terrain. But unfortunately we can't add those cards into the path deck. But that is how it sometimes goes. So we fatigued out, so we are out of energy to continue the day, but that happens. But next time we'll continue to day 3 and we'll go from there. So hope you guys like this day 2 playthrough. Thanks for watching and until next time.